What's up, bikers? On this episode of Tim's Garage, I'm going to be taking off that stock fender on my 2018 Triumph Thruxton and replacing it with a new tail tidy that I picked up from New Rage Cycles. Now, I just picked this up from the shop and I haven't even unboxed it yet, so let's take a look at what we got. Packaging. Okay, so looks like we first have the license plate mount, which has an LED light and the plugs for the wire harness. NRC on there. We've got the hardware pack. Looks like it's got some nuts and bolts, some zip ties, some additional pieces needed to mount that thing up. And then, of course, the tidy tail itself. And what I love about this design is it's got the integrated LED brake light and turn signal that will tuck right up underneath my seat cowl, and looks like it's going to plug right into a harness too. But it'll have that really, really clean look. Actually, I think it goes like this up underneath the seat. So it'll have that really, really clean look, and it's going to make it look sharp. Should be a pretty easy install. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So just two major pieces and some hardware to get this thing up and started. Now, the first thing I got to do is obviously take my seat off and then unplug all the existing lights and wiring and remove the fender. So I'm going to do that first and then see what we got to do next. Okay, so with the seat taken off, it looks like I've got 4 bolts here on the top. There's our wiring harness, so I'm thinking that's going to plug right in there, keeping my fingers crossed that's nice and easy. Hopefully NRC did their homework. And then it looks like there are 2 more here and here to get the tail off. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those off and see if this thing just comes right out. All right, I've got the fender removed and all the plugs, or the one plug disconnected, which is this one, and it's a total pain in the ass to unplug, but was able to get it out with some finagling and some pushing down of these clips. But this is where the new taillights are going to plug into. You got to pop the ECU off and let that just kind of hang to the side, and then this is the bracket that holds the ECU in place, and I believe that this pops into the new bracket that's going to go underneath here for the Eliminator kit. And I went ahead and attached the license plate per the instructions, and this is just going to go tucked up underneath here like that. There's the new plug that's going to plug into that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted up with the screws and bolts that are provided to reattach to the stock bolt sleeves and welded nuts that are right there underneath the frame, and see how it looks. All right, I've got the Eliminator just loosely installed right now. Wires all pulled through. Next step is to connect the brake light wire into here and connect the whole housing into the stock connector. And then we should have power and should be ready to go. Then the final thing is just to make sure this wiring is out of the way and then put the ECU back in place. So I'm gonna hook all that up and then we'll see how that all fits together. Okay, wires are all tucked in, plugged in, everything's all buttoned up. One thing that I was a little concerned with is the stock fender has like a track that the cable for the seat lock goes into. So I wanted to make sure that there was nothing that wasn't going to cause any issues having like this ECU just kind of sitting here. The cable's kind of just resting next to it. So you can see, like, as soon as I pull it, the wire tucked underneath, but it looks like that it'll open just fine. It kind of comes back and doesn't quite hit the plastic there, but it does seem to pull back to allow the clearance for the seat to come up. So that's good. So let's actually test this thing out and see if my lights work. Ooh, fancy. Got that. Let's see about the brake light. Brightens, okay. Turn signal. Clean. Other turn signal. It is getting pretty quick flash. Oh, that's nice. All right, all buttoned back up, looking good. Plate installed, got the flashers going. The light is illuminating the plate. Looks clean, man. That is sporty. To go from getting rid of this big hunk of junk, huge, and bunch of weight, getting rid of that to that, that's an instant improvement on that bike. That looks fantastic. So, new Rage Cycles Fender Eliminator kit, complete. Looks good.